According to the National Fast Food Association, the annual consumption of pizza by the U.S. citizen is 150. Wow, I'm not surprised by the number of actors changed for this role. Probably all got fat. What actor and who got fat? Hello everyone and welcome to Top Things. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the sensational video that follows. Let's be clear, in today's video we will talk about all actors from Spider-Man, and I'm not quite sure why there are so many. Maybe they even got fat. At the point when Stan Lee made Spider-Man in 1962, he realized he had something unique. Lee even went on the record a few times to state that the web slinger was his #1 creation out of his numerous darling Marvel superheroes. Regardless of whether it's through TV shows, motion pictures, and computer games, Spidey's story ends up being a backbone in mainstream society. Here are 21 entertainers who have played the Marvel comic book character consistently and what they're up to now. Paul Soles was the first to voice the superhero on the TV series Spider-Man in 1967. The show was delivered in Canada and the US and initially circulated on ABC. It followed the first storyline made by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, where the young Peter Parker finds he has superpowers and accepts the part of New York City's wrongdoing engaging legend. Before Spider-Man, Soles voiced Hermie on the 1964 TV Uncommon Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Soles is now 88 years old and stars on CBC Comedy's My 90-Year-Old Roommate. He got back to TV in 2016 with a featuring part on the Mate satire around a 31-year-old elderly person who moves in with his granddad. The Canadian likewise had parts in 2001's The Score with Robert De Niro and in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. Nicholas Hammond portrayed Peter Parker, Spider-Man on 1977's The Amazing Spider-Man. The entertainer played a more full-grown form of Spider-Man on the True to Life CBS arrangement, which just broadcasted for 2 seasons. Stan Lee disclosed to The Hollywood Reporter that he wasn't an aficionado of it since it left out key parts of the rational hero. They left out the humor, they left out the human interest and character and hyping portrayals and individual issues, Lee said. Before Spidey, Hammond played Friedrich von Trapp in the Oscar-winning film The Sound of Music, just as a little job in 1963's Master of the Flies. The 69-year-old presently lives in Sydney, Australia. Before Hammond moved from the US, he visitor featured on The Brady Bunch and Dallas. He additionally composed the small-scale arrangement A Difficult Woman and an honor-winning TV film featuring Ben Mendelsohn and Simon Baker, Mystery Men's Business. Dan Gilvezan voiced the web-slinger in 1981's Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. The animation arrangement broadcasted on NBC for 3 seasons. It led Gilvezan to voice different variants of Spider-Man in computer games and TV films, including 1984's Gigglebusters and 1985's Back to Next Saturday. Christopher Daniel Barnes voiced the superhero on 1994's Spider-Man the Animated Series. Before he voiced Peter Parker, Barnes voiced another cherished Energized character, Eric in The Little Mermaid. The Portland, Maine local loaned his voice to Spidey in a few computer games before he handled the job for the TV arrangement, which circulated for 5 seasons from 1994 to 1998 on Fox. The show was named for 2 Daytime Emmy Awards, an Image Award, and an Annie Award. Josh Keaton voiced Spider-Man in various video games before landing the lead role on the CW's The Spectacular Spider-Man. Keaton voiced the superhero on the 2008 animation show, which zeroed in on Peter Parker's high schooler years for 2 seasons. He at that point voiced different characters in Spider-Man-themed computer games, for example, Harry Osborn, Spider-Man's closest companion turned scoundrel, in a computer game set of 3 that was inexactly founded on the 2002 film Creepy Crawly Man. Tobey Maguire was the first to play Spider-Man in a major motion picture. The Sam Raimi coordinated movies were a gigantic overall achievement and demonstrated that superhuman films were staying put. Not exclusively were the film's embellishments amazing for now is the right time, yet the cast highlighted a portion of Hollywood's greatest names today, including James Franco, Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst, J.K. Simmons, Topher Grace, and Bryce Dallas Howard. Fans additionally appreciate making Maguire's noteworthy presentation in the films into epic images till this day. Neil Patrick Harris voiced Spidey on MTV's Spider-Man cartoon series. The enlivened arrangement circulated for just 1 season in 2003. It was intended to be an adaptation of the definitive Spider-Man comic books. In any case, following the accomplishment of the 2002 film, the journalists chose to make it into a continuation TV show that zeroed in on Peter Parker's school years. Drake Bell voiced Peter Parker and Spider-Man in 2012's Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon series. The Nickelodeon star voiced Spidey for 4 seasons from 2012 to 2017. The plot followed Peter Parker as he was being prepared by S.H.I.E.L.D. The show got a few selections for the Behind the Voice Actors Awards and the Motion Picture Sound Editors Awards. Ringer is currently delivering new music and said that a reboot for Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh is underway. The 33-year-old as of late delivered a music video for his most recent single, Fuego Lento, in which he sings a few verses in Spanish. He additionally said that he and his previous Drake and Josh co-star, Josh Peck, were in talks with bringing back the 2004 TV show. Individuals magazine affirmed that a reboot is authoritatively in progress. Donald Glover. In 2015, Ultimate Spider-Man introduced Miles Morales, voiced by this guy. Glover voiced the dark and Puerto Rican high schooler who later becomes Spider-Man for 2 scenes. Curiously, Glover roused the Miles Morales makers Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli after they saw him spruced up as Spider-Man on NBC's People Group in 2011. He likewise crusaded to be the close to depict the web-slinger, yet the job at last went to Andrew Garfield. Ogie Banks took over from Glover in 2016 to voice Miles Morales in the Ultimate Spider-Man series. He likewise voiced Luke Cage on the arrangement. Banks has since voiced a lot more characters, remembering Haya for Disney's The Lion Guard. He likewise has credits in computer games and anime arrangement, including Boruto Naruto the movie. Andrew Garfield played the superhero in The Amazing Spider-Man in 2012 and 2014. He featured next Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy in the Mark Webb-coordinated movies. The two dated in reality and keep a well-disposed relationship after their split. Despite the fact that the primary film was a film industry achievement, the continuation also wasn't gotten by pundits. Thus, alongside different entanglements with Sony at that point, the third portion never worked out as expected. The Brit featured close by Adam Driver in Liam Neeson's 2016's Quiet. After Spider-Man, Garfield has chipped away at different movies, including Inhale in 2017 and Under the Silver Lake in 2018. He as of late revealed to Uproxx that he's been exceptional in attempting to move away from the character. What's more, I believe I'm slightly more agreeable that I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish, as it were, of simply returning to being known as an entertainer that is keen on bunches of various types of stories and diverse sort of characters, Garfield said. Max Charles played the younger version of Peter Parker in The Amazing Spider-Man. He's likewise voiced a few characters on Fox's Family Guy and Disney's The Lion Guard. The Ohio local presently dwells in Los Angeles. In 2018, the 16-year-old was selected for Best Youthful Entertainer on a TV arrangement at the Saturn Awards for his job as Zach Goodweather on Guillermo del Toro's The Strain. Robbie Daymond has voiced Spider-Man on several TV series, including 2014's Marvel Disc Wars The Avengers and 2017's Marvel Spider-Man. The Missouri local likewise voiced Spidey in a few computer games. Daymond is known for voicing characters in anime arrangements, motion pictures, and computer games, including 1992's Mariner Moon and 2012's Naruto SD, Rock Lee, and his ninja pals. Tom Holland began playing the superhero in 2016's Captain America Civil War. Tony Stark Iron Man, depicted by Robert Downey Jr., enlisted Spidey for his group. It's as yet quite possible the most epic fight scene in the Marvel superhuman motion pictures. Holland at that point featured in 2017's Creepy Crawly Man Homecoming, which turned into a moment fan top choice. Presently, he's repeating his job as the web-slinger in Creepy Crawly Man Far From Home. The Brit will likewise star close by Will Smith in Spies in Disguise, a forthcoming energized film about a covert operative who's transformed into a pigeon and needs to depend on his tech official to save the world. It's set to hit theaters in December. Shameik Moore voiced Miles Morales in the Oscar award-winning film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Moore voiced the dark and Puerto Rican adolescent Spider-Man in the film, which likewise produced a Golden Globe and a BAFTA award for its breathtaking liveliness. Chris Pine voiced one of the Peter Parkers in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Pine voiced the first Peter Parker, who showed up quickly in the energized film and carried on with the ideal life as the superhuman. Jake Johnson played the alternate Peter Parker Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. He voiced Peter B. Parker, a more established variant of Spidey who helps Miles Morales sort out some way to utilize his new capacities. Prior to this job, Johnson was referred to for his job as Nick Miller on Fox's TV parody, New Girl. Nicolas Cage voiced Spider-Noir in Into the Spider-Verse. The celebrity voiced the 1930s high-contrast adaptation of Spider-Man. Enclosure disclosed to Entertainment Weekly that he had loads of fun with the part and pulled from Humphrey Bogart films for motivation. John Mulaney voiced Peter Parker, Spider-Ham in Into the Spider-Verse. Mulaney's character was a satire of the hero and offered fans humorous minutes in the film, like when he stated, "Do creatures talk in this measurement? Because I don't want to crack anybody out." Kimiko Glenn voiced Penny Parker in Into the Spider-Verse. Her character was a vagrant who was embraced by Peter Parker's Aunt May and Uncle Ben in another anime universe. Penny wasn't the customary Spider-Man, as in she wore a mechanical suit controlled by her arachnid companion. Oscar Isaac voiced Miguel O'Hara, the Latino Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse's end credit scenes. The Guatemala-conceived entertainer voiced the advanced Spider-Man, who was initially presented in the Funnies in 1992. In the post-credit scene, O'Hara went back so as to enroll past Spider-Man. So many actors and so many movies and animations. How many have you seen so far? Leave a comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications to be notified when a new video appears. Take care of yourself.